Gansbaai, meaning Goose Bay in Afrikaans, was founded in 1881 by a fisherman named Johannes Cornelius Wessels. The town was named Gansbaai due to a freshwater fountain frequented by wild geese. Long before the town got its name, it was home to cave-dwelling hunters and gatherers. The Khoi San people, also known as Bushmen, were the first to erect a permanent settlement in the area, while the first white settlers in the 1800s reared sheep and cattle. Gansbaai has since become a popular tourist destination for shark cage diving, whale watching, and other outdoor activities. To see what this little coastal town looks like today, come along as we explore Gansbaai and its surroundings. Before leaving Hermanus, I paid a visit to Vermont's salt pan. For 6 months of the year, a flock of flamingos makes this salt pan their home. Although there were no flamingos around during my visit, there were still various other beautiful birds. Cape sugarbirds are known for their long tails, with males' tails growing up to 38 centimeters. They also have relatively long life expectancies of more than 14.5 years. Dabbling ducks consist of 43 species worldwide. These ducks feed by dipping their heads into the water rather than diving. The Cape shoveler, as seen here, is a dabbling duck primarily found in South Africa. It looks very similar to the northern shoveler found across most of the northern hemisphere. Females and juveniles are often indistinguishable from northern shovelers. The one you're currently looking at is a male which looks very different from its northern shoveler counterpart that has a green head and multicolored plumage consisting of white, brown, green, grey and black. The male Cape shoveler can also be distinguished from the female by its yellow eyes and orange feet. Females have dark eyes and yellow feet. There are 10 types of coots in the world. These are medium-sized water birds with predominantly black plumage. The red-knobbed coot, as the one seen here, is a resident breeder across most of Africa and southernmost Spain on freshwater lakes and ponds. It is a monogamous bird, building floating nests in which females lay up to 8 eggs. The red knobs above the white shields on his head are particularly prominent during the breeding season. The red-knobbed coot is never in a rush when grooming itself and does so at the fringes of reed beds. We were around at the height of the breeding season, and I tried my luck in spotting some of the Cape shoveler's ducklings. After waiting more than a quarter of an hour, I gave up in seeing any ducklings and got prepared for the 40-kilometer drive to our guest house in Gansbaai. In Gansbaai, we stayed in a White Shark guest house. It's officially a 4-star guest house, but I think the only thing 4-star about this place are the prices. It's really everything 5-star, from the service to the rooms, to breakfast, and you can get some idea of the prices here. And we decided to book Leopard's Lair at 1,680 Rand, which is about $95 US. Very spacious room that we got there. And that gives you an idea of the view. Wonderful sea view. That's a dining area. And that's where we had breakfast, also with a splendid view. And there's a communal area if you want to sit out and relax. And this was our bedroom. What a wonderful place we stayed in. Look at that big bathroom, especially for people from Asia who are not used to such big, comfortable bathrooms. So highly recommended the White Shark Guest House. One of the attractions near the White Shark Guest House is Point Lighthouse. And we came to visit it when it was closed, and a lot of places in South Africa are actually closed on Sundays.
I'm still not very used to the idea of like tourist attractions or shops closed on Sunday.
Yeah, there used to be Sunday laws actually in South Africa, where everything was closed. But nevertheless, we had quite a nice view of the outside of Danger Point Lighthouse, and then near it we found some wildlife as well. Some impressive birds we saw were sacred ibises and black African oyster catchers, which in a way is synonymous with South Africa, where in many parts whites and blacks can live together peacefully. And we also came across a nest with some eggs in it. The nest I was sitting at here was that of an African black oyster catcher. These nests are typically simple scrapes in the sand or on rocky shores above the high tide mark. They are often lined with small pebbles, shells or seaweed. These nests are not elaborate, and the birds often reuse the same nest year after year. The eggs are well camouflaged with a stone-colored base and blotches of pale purple to dark blackish brown. Chicks hatch simultaneously and are able to move around and follow their parents almost immediately. Within 40 days, chicks fledge and leave parental territory. Klipgat Cave is one of the must-see spots in Gansbaai. Although Gansbaai may be best known for southern right whales and shark cage diving, the whale season is only from June to November. Gansbaai is nevertheless a place worth visiting all year round. We were there in January and took a scenic hiking route along the coastline to Klipgat Cave. The entrance fee to the Walker Bay Nature Reserve, where the cave is located, is 60 Rand per person. But if you start walking from Coffee on the Rocks, there's no entry fee. An added advantage of starting the 7.5 kilometer walk to Klipgat Cave from Coffee on the Rocks is that you'd be able to walk very close to the sea almost from the outset. The route features limestone rock vegetation, diverse caves and coves, and spectacular views. Although the trail is described as fairly easy, it is advisable to stay close to the seashore like Alison did, as the path along the coastline is better defined compared to higher up where I diverted to in search for wildlife. If you're planning on walking higher up, you better put on trousers to avoid the thorny vegetation from cutting your legs open. The red arrow points out Klipgat Cave in the distance. During the whale watching season, this route allows you to get very close to whales. But even in the absence of whales, the scenery is still spectacular. As you're getting closer to Klipgat Cave, be careful not to slip on the rocks, as I nearly did with my 500mm lens. During nature outings, mishaps can and do happen, but that will no longer be the case on the new earth after God wiped out every trace of sin and suffering. Considering the splendor we can still enjoy in our fallen world, just imagine what it would be like when Eden is restored and we can enjoy walking around without ever having an accident, getting lost, or stung by insects. The rocks at Klipgat reminded me of the rock that Moses struck when the Israelites were in the desert. Water started gushing out of the rock, saving the multitude that was with Moses from certain death. The inside of the cave also made me think of David finding shelter in caves when he fled from Saul. The same Almighty God that provided water from a rock to the Israelites in a scorching desert and protected David in caves from Saul's mighty army can today provide you with living water and shelter from the attacks of the evil one. While enjoying the splendid ocean view from the cave, I wondered what the earth looked like 6,000 years ago, just after God created it. The information boards in the cave may claim that the cave was formed millions of years ago, but when archaeological finds are objectively examined and not with presuppositions attached to the popular theory of evolution, available evidence supports the biblical account that the earth is about 6,000 years old. We hope you enjoyed the visit to Gansbaai as much as we did, and that you got some idea of what to do outside the whale season. If you have any questions or would like to share your thoughts, you can make your voice heard in the comment section below the video. Thank you for coming along to Gansbaai, and we hope to see you in our next episode, where we'll be visiting the southernmost point of Africa in a place called Cape Agulhas.